Welcome to my plant room. A lot has changed. I've done this weekly plant shop routine video in the past, but a lot has changed since the last time I did that. Biggest thing being I took down my grow tent. So really my plant shop is a lot smaller scale. I'm doing restocks on my website way less frequently. But yeah, this is gonna be my final restock for the year. I have a lot of things propagating, taking up a lot of space in this room. So it'll be nice to get a little bit of my space back. So it's Wednesday. Happy short day. It's my kids' short day at school. My routine really starts on Wednesdays. I like to water my plants before taking photos of them for the website. So anything that's a little bit flimsy or dehydrated looking, of course, can plump up and look really lush and full when I go to take listing photos. Wednesday is far enough out from my shipping day of Monday so that the plants have had a little bit of time to dry out and nothing is going to be sopping wet to be shipped out. I don't like to ship anything out that's really dripping wet, too saturated with water. So it gives them a good opportunity to dry out a little bit. Anyway, I'm gonna water all my plants. Starting here, there are some dry guys in here. As you can see, I do have a big stack of bins here. I only water these every other week, maybe even every 2 weeks. It just kind of depends on how they're doing moisture-wise. I did already open, air out, and water these last Wednesday, so I'm not gonna worry about it today. This bin is full of plants I'm gonna propagate, so kind of like mother plants. Some of my props I've done that have grown a little bit longer or a lot a bit longer before I was able to sell them. So like probably my favorite one in here is Philodendron varicosa. Piece of moss. Really, really pretty, gorgeous, amazing. Incredible, and then a bunch of Philodendron camposportuanums. Oh, I think these are so cute. I just love the coloration, and especially if you can grow them somewhere relatively humid, they get really pretty coloration. Love. This bin is a bunch of props I recently took. Gloriosum, frosted heart syngonium, and variegated Monstera species Peru. This doesn't need watered. I just did this a couple days ago. This bin is a combination of plants I need to propagate, or I guess want to propagate, and some, oh yeah, props that are ready. Yes, this is ready. Let me tell you why I think it's ready. It has substantial water roots, which don't mean much when it comes to potting into like a substrate. Water roots and substrate roots are just totally different, but these are the water roots, these darker roots like in the middle here, these whiter roots there, there, you know, they're kind of all over, pretty evenly spaced out. The fact that it has any root growth plus a new leaf on each stem, that tells me that the plant is like pretty comfortable. I'd say it's ready to go. Outside of the like they're grown factor, something else I kind of watch for and like wait for is for me to know that they're gonna look good in photos. So like this looks good. You know, even this one looks good, although it's a little smaller, still looks good. This one doesn't so much, it's just a little scraggly. I'm gonna wait for it to put out a couple more leaves so that it will look good in photos. And this one, I could definitely sell this. It's a healthy plant. It just looks a little weird. It's not the plant I would pick, you know? So I'm waiting until it is a plant I would pick. With the exception of this Jose Buono, the rest of these are propagations I've collected to this bin that I know are going to be included in the restock. I also have little trays of propagations here that are ready. So this one, a couple of them in here, these two Sansevieria, Haworthia lamifolia variegata, this, and this, and a few of them in here. Not all of them, but some of them. Anything out in the open, I'm gonna go ahead and water. Got a few dry guys over here.
With it cooling down for winter, things are drying out a lot less quickly. They're getting less light. So I definitely want to be mindful about not overwatering anything, because this is the time of year it's very easy to kill a plant from overwatering. It's easy to lose sight. Some little succulents here. As I'm doing this, I am keeping a mental note of the plants that I feel are ready to be sold. I really only sell plants when I notice they have fresh root growth, but also fresh foliar growth. So once they have those two things, that's when in my mind they're ready to be sent out. And it's looking like all of these little succulents really are pretty ready to go. Pretty ready to go to their new homes. They're looking really good. I better water this ganungading, it looks pretty dry. And same with my Adenia glauca. Gonna water my plants in here too. I don't know, get a really good idea of what I wanna sell. I just poured water all over the dresser. Any of those plants I'm gonna pull to the bathroom. There are a few of them here that I know I'm gonna be getting rid of. Hoya parasitica, gonna be getting rid of it. That's so many, that's crazy. It's gonna feel so good to have some free space. That's my Wednesday. Everything is watered. I have a pretty good idea of the things I'll be selling tomorrow. So I'll see you bright and early. That's good on the vocal cords. Happy Thursday. I hope your day is off to a good start. Me personally, it's a little bit of a rough one. Woke up achy, brushed it off as being my workout yesterday. Also had a sore throat, brushed it off as I went to a concert the other night and screamed as I never have before. But then I went to juggle my soccer ball and the game was just off. That's how I knew I'm sick. Today I've just got to label and take pictures. Easy peasy. I've got a damp rag, a white Sharpie paint pen, and a camera. I have been kind of gathering everything to like main sections in here, the biggest of which is this bin. Houses quite a few plants. Okay, so as for pictures, I chose the cleanest wall in my house. Oh no, there's like a big poop stain. I'm just kidding, I'm pretty sure it's from an aerial root. I find the cleanest wall in my house. I want it to be in a pretty well lit spot and somewhere it stands out. Scoot back a little bit actually. Did I just sit on paint marker? I set my photo thing to 1.5 and I'll take one picture of the full plant so that I can see the number, and then from like a different angle just to get more view of the plant. And if it has really awesome roots, I always like to pop a photo of the roots on there as well. I don't always do this, but sometimes the roots just look yummy. Yummy. It deserves a root picture. I have this black tray over here off to the side. After I take the pictures, I'm just gonna set all the plants down in the tray. It's much easier to keep it organized this way. This is a little bit of a weird one, and it's not numbered. We're gonna start at 1. This is a Monstera pinnati partita or something like that. This plant is gonna be gorgeous one day. It just needs somebody to care about it, to like really finesse it, you know? That could be a really cool specimen one day. I always feel like such a scientist when I say specimen, or like actually like a poser. Cute. Those are some ramen noodles. Ah, yummy. And if the leaves look kind of spotted or like dusty, then I'll go ahead and wipe them off. Gosh, Cebu Blue is so gorgeous. Every time I go to sell a Cebu Blue propagation, I'm like, that is so cute. Oh, I'm so excited to sell this one. This is a Philodendron postazanum. Like, I think it's such a cute plant. I just cannot do the crawlers. Am I just dramatic? I guess what I'm asking is, what are your solutions for the crawlers? I'm about halfway through this tray. I'm gonna rapid fire get through the rest of these and then we'll move on to the next part, the next stuff. That's really pretty. That's so cute. You look so zen. Are you feeling zen?
Done.
Next, these are kind of bigger plants than I usually like to ship. I like to ship plants small for two main reasons. They're a lot easier to package. Small ones aren't as expensive. These larger ones I have been growing for a long time now. Of course, they have to be more expensive. I usually don't list plants like this. I am ready to do it. I've just been putting it off because they are bigger plants, so then they've just gotten even bigger and even bigger. And I just need to like be done with them at some point, you know? So like, why not now? Why not now? What's stopping me now? I'll drink to that. Okay, I have two big Monstera albos here. I am really excited to sell these. I've been growing each of these for quite a long time now. So this is a baby of this, but this one, when I took the top cut, I gotta get close and show ya. Here, it popped 2 growth points instead of 1. And then this is the top cut. It's just like a cute little mother-daughter duo that are growing beautifully. I just have been wanting to keep them, but I don't need to have this many Monstera. I have a magnificent albo upstairs, and that should be enough. I should be happy with that. But no, I'm attached to these individuals. They're individuals. So let's name them. We'll name this one BB for baby. And Mommy. The 35mm camera is all fun and games until I have to see what these shoulders are made of and hold a heavy plant out like this perfectly still. Wow, my shoulder is burning. There's my workout for the day. It's really not that much, but this is the biggest restock I've done all year. Done restocks only like once, maybe twice each month through the summer. Definitely once, but not always twice because of the renovation house we've been working on. So a lot of plants have just grown up and become ready to sell all at once. Don't get me wrong, I love shipping. I really like when I can like zone out and just package away for a morning, but it's always a little 50-50 of how it's gonna go, how my kids are gonna respond to that. The hardest thing for me is to write numbers or read numbers, anything math related. When I'm overstimulated with a couple of little boys saying numbers and random words and trying to decipher their language. So I don't know, we'll see. Back to the pictures. I'm very excited to get these Sansevieria listed. I freaking love the rippled edges. I love the shape and growth pattern of these leaves. Would you look at that? Would you look at that? It's so pretty, but it's kind of hard to propagate. In fact, this is the only propagation I've ever successfully done from that plant. So this one's a big deal to me. I'm kind of sad to see it go. A part of me wants to keep it, but that's the old too many plants Harli. Now I'm the new only keeping an amount I can take care of Harli. New and improved. Cute. More Sansevieria. Cute. This one has a pup. Now I'm just gonna go through them one by one, crop them. I usually will just like crop them into the size they already are, or I'll crop them square if square allows me to get a little bit closer to the plant. And if I have like multiple pictures of the same plant, I'll also delete any of the photos I'm not gonna use. So I usually just add 2 or 3. Sometimes I'll add 4 or 5 if it's a more expensive plant and somebody would want to get a better look at it rather than just more than just 2 or 3 photos. So yes, that is what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to go lay in bed and do it because like I said, like I mentioned, I am not feeling well. Yeah. Okay, am I totally backlit? It doesn't matter, it's not about me. So, happy Friday! I spared you the boredom of watching me go through and list every single plant, but I did get all of my plants listed last night through this morning. I listed about half of them last night, half of them this morning. I made dinner while I did it. Just in between all the other stuff, whenever I got a second, I posted a couple of plants. I do want to mention that when it comes to listing plants, the thing I hate the most about it is setting prices. It like sucks because if I could, I would give away the plants for free or like super incredibly cheap, but at the same time, I need to be able to cover all of my expenses associated with the plant shop and then also like make a little bit of bill money, grocery money, you know? So this part is really hard for me, like finding that balance. What I've been doing, I'll visit more boutique type plant shops. Really Etsy, I think is more the vibe I'm going for. Type in the type of plant if I'm unsure how much to sell it for and see what pops up. And then I do try to pick a very mid-range price for that plant. But like there is definitely a little bit of personal bias here. If it's a propagation I think looks extra spectacular, I will charge a little more. If it's a difficult variety for me to grow in my house and I'm not going to be able to like take propagations of it all the time, I do charge a little bit more. You know, like those kinds of things I take into consideration when setting prices. But you know, overall I do my best to keep them like mid to low range. I don't know, and I don't ever want, it's just hard. It feels weird when I wish I could just give them away for free, you know? But a lot of work does go into it. So I don't know, I have this weird guilt thing with selling plants, okay? All of the plants went live this morning, almost 4 hours ago, and we have 12 orders. They've been flowing in pretty steadily. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, really the only thing I'm worrying about is I don't know how to set my Shopify store so that when a product sells, it goes off my website. Right now, it just shows that it's sold out. So I do have to manually go through, click on all of the sold plants and set them as draft so that they leave my website. I don't know how to fix it, and I'm not a very technologically advanced gal. Oh, Mommy Monstera sold. Crazy. I will say, as I was posting the photos onto the website, I realized I wrote a lot of duplicate numbers on plants. I think just like another example of I'm sick, my brain wasn't functioning because there were like 4 37s, 4 47s, and fortunately they were all different plants, so it doesn't really matter, but I was losing track of my numbers. In those 12 orders, I've sold 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 13, 19, 20, 25, 27. We've sold $769.97 of plants. And that is including the Monstera Alba, which I did charge $200 for. So that's kind of like a big ticket item on my store that can really make or break a day. 12 is a number of orders I can manage. They will continue to roll in through the weekend, but I'm not going to be getting 12 orders in a matter of a few hours or anything like that. Definitely slows and tapers down for the following weeks. Yeah, I will keep you posted. Good morning. It's Monday. I really enjoy shipping day. It's nice to get all of the plants sent out and I don't have to like think about them anymore. Two things, it was a hectic weekend. It has been a weekend. Rye is sick. I thought he was getting better. And then this morning, picked him up to give him some loves and he proceeded to puke all over me. Oh, it's been a rough morning. I'm currently writing a note because the first plant order I have to ship is this Monstera Albo B. When I pulled this out, I charged $130 for this. I just realized I don't think it's worth $130. So I sent a partial refund. The new leaf is gorgeous. It has amazing variegation, but I don't know, I just felt like I maybe listed it for a little bit too much. Anyway, so I'm writing a note explaining that. Seems like the variegation is gonna Harli. Back to packaging on this, and I'm watching a show. I love those lineup videos. On this one, they're trying to guess if the people were the cheater or cheated on. I love this shit.
The pearl necklace is also untrustworthy. And what people quite comedians like. And
the person you thought was most likely
suspicious. Like.
I think you've been cheated on.
What do you do for a living? Okay, and how long were they each?
Next order, 2 plants, Hoya erythrina and Hoya memoria. Gonna go grab those.
She's
She could be 40, she could be 20. I have no idea.
That's not fair. You guys chose people that
I've never even thought about wearing some shoes like that.
Hello, Hannah from Camus. This is your order. I just had to show this order because it has some of my favorite plants actually that I listed this time. A Monstera adansonii wide form that I think is really, really cute. It just has a good shape. This Monstera species Peru variegated. You don't find these for sale very often. I just think it looks so good. Hannah, I love your taste in plants. Succulents. These Sansevieria, I am a little saddened to say goodbye to this cutie. I've been really loving on this one. It is one of my top favorite plants. One of my favorite plants. And of course, a longtime favorite, Coral Fire Aloe. I love Coral Fire Aloe. It's just kind of a slow grower, so I don't talk about it all the time, but definitely up there on my list of all-time favorite plants. Anyway, back to packaging.
Yeah. I'm actually tired of this.
Can you do jigger number?
Really? 43.
Hi. How are you?
Good, how are you?
Hi, Mary. Thank you so much for your nice message. It says, "Hi, Harley. I'm a huge fan of yours and of your shop. I'm always so happy with the plants I get from you. Thanks for all the care you put into your work. Sending love to your family. Take care." Thank you. Please, if any of you guys ever order from my shop and you have a problem, message me. I do sometimes worry if people are like afraid to reach out because they don't want to make me feel bad. I want you to have a good experience buying a plant baby through the mail. So let me know, always, always. Anyway, thank you so much, Mary. Tuesday. I ended up getting through a little less than half of the orders yesterday because I was having a hard time finding a box that would fit that big Mama Monstera I showed you. Mommy Monstera ended up selling, and this is the box it's packaged in. I wish I would have started my camera sooner and filmed it, but also, you guys, I am not trying to be a Debbie Downer or like any weird way, but it just has turned out to be a very extra hectic week in my life. Maybe I shouldn't have done the restock. I had no way of knowing that we were all gonna get sick, and like, you know, when I'm sick, I just don't feel like filming a video, and then my kids get sick when I do feel like filming a video. It's just a whole thing. So anyway, if you've made it this far, thank you for hanging with me. Thank you for sticking with me. I appreciate ya. I do not know if I'm cut out for this vlogger lifestyle. I hope they're entertaining. I hope they're fun to watch. So anyway, okay, yesterday I was feeling a little stimulated, overwhelmed, just like with Rai being sick and all of that. And I was like, okay, well, Rai has school tomorrow. Toward the end of the day, it was seeming like he was starting to feel better. So I was like, oh, he'll be able to go to school, and then I'll just have a solid 2 hours to be able to package my plants like interruption free. He woke up feeling very sick again this morning, so I'm in the same boat today as I was yesterday. I'm gonna finish packaging these plants. I wish I had filmed the whole thing of packing that, because it definitely took some finessing for sure to get that mommy monster in that box. Anywho, on to the next one.
So everything's been packaged.
This is my labeling setup. I have my label printer I attached to my laptop, a little scale. I just weigh each of the boxes, input the dimensions and the weight, and print a label and pop them on the box. I'm not gonna go through one by one because I don't want to show any addresses by mistake or anything. But yeah, my shipping method really hasn't changed. I've done a few videos where I've shown a more in-depth process of this, but yeah, nothing here has changed. So you could always refer to those videos where I give more like insightful information about my plant shop if you are interested in that. You definitely noticed my shipping table is very messy. There's a lot going on, lots of pens, lots of garbage, just kind of disheveled and unorganized. Before I move on, I do just want to take a little bit and clean this up. I want it to be nice and clean for any remaining plants that sell. There are a few plants still left on my website, and then also for next season, or if I like want to do any other work in here. I don't know what I'll get up to in the winter. My brain is, Ryan called me a free spirit the other day, and that feels very true. Like, I have an idea, I need a space to execute it right now. Right now while it's fresh in my mind. So maybe this will be my like project table through the winter. Anyway, I'm gonna clean it up. Of course, I'm watching more Confessing My Love to My Secret Crush, Truth or Drink.
Because I am, but to like, I'm like, I might just have one. I have trust issues. It's hard.
I'm in the process of gaining her trust.
My turn off. You want to feel the same? And I.
Like, friends left. You're
You're my best friend.